Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media, and I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. I remember some years back, I was at the laundromat doing laundry, and my phone had died, so I was just basically sitting there waiting on my clothes to dry, just trying to be in the moment, be present. I'm looking at the news that's on the televisions in the laundromat, things like that. Just sitting there minding my business, waiting for my clothes to dry so I can fold them or really just throw them into the hamper and get on up out of them. And there were 3 children there, 3 little black girls. One, I believe, was like the oldest sister. She was probably around, I would give her 7 or 8. At the oldest. Actually, probably younger. She was probably about 6 or 7. And then you had 2 twin girls that was younger than her. They were about maybe 4. I would give them 4 or 5 years old max. And they were all dressed alike. You could tell they were sisters, even though the 2 younger ones were twins. And I actually want twins in the future when I do have kids. I'm praying on that. But, you could tell they were all sisters because all 3 of them was dressed alike, like they were triplets. And they was just having the time of their lives in that laundromat. Like, they was in the laundry carts, pushing them like they was roller coasters, running around the laundromat. And the laundromat wasn't that packed. You feel me? So it's kind of like they were able to do this and get away with it for as long as they did because of that reason, because it wasn't that packed. It was a weekday. And, I guess they was with their grandma because she was an elder woman. She wasn't, I don't think she was the mother. I would assume she was the grandma, something of that sort. I guess the grandma finally got to her boiling point, right? And she felt that they had enough fun. And she grabbed the oldest one. And when she grabbed the oldest one, the 2 twin girls, they stopped. And she looked all of them in their eye and said, "Sit your ass down." And they sat their asses down. And that was that. They continued to laugh. They continued to have fun, but it wasn't no more running around. It wasn't no more pushing the laundry cars all around like they was roller coasters or bumper cars. All that was over with. Granny said, "Sit your ass down," and all 3 of them set their asses down. Isn't that how it is with us? It's kind of like when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a dream chaser, so many things go through our minds every second, every day, daily, weekly, monthly. It's like we're literally submerged in our thoughts. And if we're not careful, we're going to drown in our thoughts. The anxiety, the anticipation of something going wrong, the constant dejection, the constant denial, the constant rejection, the constant disappointment, the depression that creeps in every now and then and tells us that what we're doing isn't worth it, that it's not going to happen, that it's going to be in vain. You have all of these thoughts running around your head every single moment. It becomes a distraction. Your thoughts become distractions because instead of focusing on what your dreams are, instead of focusing on what your goals are, instead of being resolute, instead of being determined and focused on that, you tend to focus on these thoughts that you're drowning in. You tend to focus on these thoughts that's racing around your mind like a 4x1 relay race. You focus on these thoughts so much that they become your idol. They become your sail. They become your steering wheel. But you got to understand something. Your thoughts do not control you. No matter how many anxious thoughts you may have, no matter how many negative thoughts you may have, no matter how many bad things that you may predict in your mind, no matter how many things that you try to manifest because you're so used to being rejected and denied, they do not control you. They do not run you. You control your mind. You're the one in charge. You are the top dog here. So you have to sit down and you have to tell your thoughts, sit your ass down. You got to tell anxiety, sit your ass down. You got to tell depression, sit your ass down. You got to tell all of these negative thoughts that's swirling around your mind to sit their asses down because they don't run shit here. You run everything. You have the final say. So you're the top dog. You're the one that's going to say, you know what? I've been denied 100 times, but this time it's going to work out. You're the one that's going to have to say, you know what, it doesn't matter the hell that I've been through. Everything that happened in the past does not define this moment and the future. I will get to where I want to be, and I will accomplish everything that I want to accomplish. I'm going to be successful. This business is going to succeed. I'm going to get that career job. I'm going to do everything that I want to do. You have the final say so. You have to tell all of these negative thoughts to sit their asses down. And when you tell them to sit their asses down, now your mind becomes clearer because there's no more running around. There's no more chaos. There's no more noise. Now you can think clearer. Now you can hear better. You can hear God's voice better. And that's when you can sit yourself down literally and stop trying to do things to distract you from your thoughts. You see, once you tell your mind to sit its ass down, then you can sit your ass down, because as a result of all that anxiety and all of that negative stuff, all that doubt, you tend to do other things to distract yourself. You tend to stray off course because you may have a goal, but in order to accomplish that goal, now you think you got to do something else to supplant that to get you to that goal. So if you want to be, let's just say for the sake of example, a baker, and baking isn't going to do it for you. Baking isn't making enough money for you. You're not getting to where you want to be in baking. Now you think, oh man, now I got to do vending machines. Oh, now I got to do graphic design. Now I got to do this. Now I got to do that. No, sit your ass down. You ain't no graphic designer. You ain't in the vending machine industry. You not in real estate. You not no stockbroker. You are a baker. Focus on baking and making that work. Execute that. But as a result of all those negative thoughts, you want to do all these other things to bring in multiple streams of income so you can get to where you want to be. No, sit your ass down and focus on what you really want to do, regardless of what that is. Baking was just an example, but regardless of what your business is, regardless of what your dream is, regardless of what your career goal is, focus on that. Stop trying to stray away and do too much. You're doing too much because your mind is doing too much. So once you tell your thoughts to sit your ass down, then you can sit your ass down and you can focus and you can execute and you can get to where you want to be. Just like Granny told them beautiful black girls in that laundromat, sit your ass down, and they set their asses down. They behaved. They wasn't causing ruckus anymore. They wasn't running around anymore. They wasn't being destructive anymore. You got to do the same thing with your thoughts, because you control your thoughts. You run your thoughts. Your thoughts do not run you unless you allow them to. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. Tell your thoughts. Tell anxiety, depression, worry, doubt, all of those thoughts. Tell them to sit their asses down. And once you tell them to sit their asses down, they gonna do it. Because you are in control. And once you realize that you're in control, you're going to be able to focus more on what you really want to do. You're not going to be doing too much anymore to try to distract you from what you're running from. You're going to run to it because you're not afraid anymore, because you're not intimidated anymore. The timid surrenders, but the resolute prevails. Never forget that. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things as always. Number one, leave a 5-star review. And number two, pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.